So welcome back everybody. This is the International Group Stage Game 2 between EHOME and Dara. Dara currently holding a 1-0 lead against EHOME. I am TriumphOfMan. With me once again is Sheever. And Sheever, things are opening up with a Naga Siren and an Invoker ban.
Yeah, I was gonna say nice and standard bans, but Invoker ban is actually not so standard anymore lately. But they're just someone that they don't want to face, apparently. And they have first pick, so they have a bit more luxury of banning out those heroes that they just don't want to face, without having to ban out those super powerful heroes like the Nightstimer, like the Lycan, just forcing EHOME to ban those out instead if they don't want to face those. Because those would be heroes that Dara would pick up if they got a chance. Again, a Broodmother banned out by Dara, by the way, just like game 1. They really don't like that one.
Yeah, now they're quite worried about the pressure that she can put in town, the amount of resources she takes to really interrupt. Maybe they just don't want to, but maybe the main thing is they don't want to pick a counter to her. They don't want to run in with that Beastmaster stanking. They don't want to put a Tidehunter in there or something, so that could be the issue. They just don't want to play one of her natural counters. So they're saying, alright, well, we know EHOME are relatively aggressive, let's just keep the Broodmother out of their hands.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, Broodmother is counterable. You can't do that, but it costs heroes, it costs consumables, it got ward, dust. So just something that, you know, you might not just want to do. It's possible, it's just too much effort to deal with. They rather focus on other parts of the game. Yeah, we're gonna see Darkseer ban out, but EHOME still like it in the pool. I do think EHOME is gonna ban that out in their next ban phase, if Dare doesn't ban them out right now. We still have Rubik in the pool as well, which might be a hero that is lately being harder to face than the Lycan. I'm saying that with a bit of uncertainty because we haven't seen Lycan all that much lately, even though we did see him lose again today, and Rubik has been very powerful in all the games I have seen so far. But they're taking their time to think about what hero they're gonna ban out next.
We'll see what they decide to get rid of here. And it's the Morphling. Okay, so they were a little worried, I guess, that EHOME, under pressure, would decide to resort to sort of a hard carry, a really static hard carry game. They decided, you know what, let's just take that off the table. Although they could still run with an anti-mage, that's still a definite possibility. And an early Wisp. Okay, Sheever, I'm dead sure we're going to see a Wisp CK game here, and possibly a big healer like Chen with them. Oh! Denied!
Denied! Not banned or anything, but Chaos Knight. They still have a chance for Tiny or something, but oh, that's not the thing that Dara was hoping for. And I do think that if they picked up something else, if they picked up a Rubik or something as their first pick, they would have had every opportunity to pick up the Wisp and the Chaos Knight in their second 2 picks.
Oh, then again, they could just be happy to do the whole Tiny Wisp. I mean, we've seen that to be quite effective as well. So there is that too. Maybe they're saying, alright, well, we'll let you have Chaos Knight, because they let EHOME have Chaos Knight last game. They said, alright, we'll let you have that. And maybe they're just baiting him into a hero that's... Chaos Knight does need a little bit of fun to get going, unless you're running him as a sort of a pure ganker and you have somebody else for the late game. But when it comes down to it, especially if Tiny gets a bit of farm, I think he can go toe-to-toe with that CK without too much trouble.
I think we've seen that matchup today earlier, right? Where Tiny actually was the one to win. I guess it was a TC Tiny, or was it a Fear Tiny? Because we've seen both of them playing Tiny so far. This is the third game with Tiny.
I'm pretty sure it was a TC Tiny, if memory serves me correctly. It was his carry hero for that game. That's what we were quite surprised trying to figure out what the hell he was going to play. But next pick here, what are they going to... Actually, no, wait a minute. That might have been... Actually, I have no idea now. I've completely forgotten. But Chen is going to get picked up by EHOME. They're just trying to keep... This is really good for them. It gives them a really good pusher, which they do enjoy using. But the other thing is it keeps it away from Wisp. And they really do not want those massive burst healers with Wisp. He is quite frustrated. Like, basically, we've seen yesterday, Artstyle himself was running the Chaos Knight, was backed up by Wisp and a Chen. And he was just literally unkillable. He will wade into 5 heroes, take a ridiculous amount of damage, and just refuse to go down because Chen was providing so much effective health. And of course Wisp, with his damage reduction as well, was proving him very difficult to remove. So, continuing with the bans though, they will take away the Enchantress, say, you know what, let's keep Chen and Enchantress off. You're not as effective as the Chen with the Wisp and whatever he's hanging off, but still, all the same, still a decent ban.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to see Tidehunter ban as well as a Tinker indeed. And, well, banning out a Tidehunter, were they fearing for Dare to go for more team? Because right now, I mean, they have the Rubik, they have the Tiny. They've probably going to have a Rubik solo laning then, unless they want to go for a tri-lane. And they need, if they go for Trend, they need solo lanes, and Windrunner is indeed one to go for then for Dare to pick up. Let's see what EHOME still needs. They've got Chaos Leshrac, solid dual lanes. Chen in their jungle, they need 2 solo lanes for themselves. We still have a lot in there though. Beastmaster might be a good one to lock down Tiny. We have got Queen of Pain there, Puck, Bounty Hunter. Even though Bounty Hunter versus Tiny is not that effective. Well, even though with a track, minus armor. Perhaps, but Tiny, I mean Bounty Hunter himself is pretty squishy.
We'll see what they'll pick. I would be surprised if a Bounty Hunter popped up on EHOME's lineup, to be dead honest. I don't think they'd... I think we'd be more likely to see something like a Prophet pop out, to be dead honest, just to sort of help them out with their pushing. Bounty Hunter would be surprising, although I guess plausible. Definitely plausible. But we're going to see lots and lots of... I think they both basically... Prophet would be better because it would give them ability which would help sort of counter the Wisp ability, because they're going to be jumping all over them with that Tiny and Wisp. And having someone who can just show up when they need them really badly would be quite helpful, I think.
That is definitely true. But they're taking their time though. 35 seconds left until their bonus time.
They are definitely chewing through that. The other thing they could do with... Well, they've got... Assuming Leshrac is some kind of semi-sport, so they really do need... Well, actually, not necessarily, because Chaos Knight is probably going to be mid. They could do with a safe lane farmer if they want to, and also just run that Suicide solo as well. So we'll see what they bust out in just a second. Unless, wow, they're really taking this one down, and it's going to be Venomancer.
Making me believe that Leshrac is maybe solo mid with Chaos Knight Venomancer lane.
Possible. Definitely possible. Although, I mean, back in the past, Venomancer was also a plausible hero to run Suicide solos with. Oh, wow. Okay, Keeper of the Light. That is definitely very different, but it's going to give them a lot of mobility between Wisp and Keeper of the Light. That is going to give them a crazy amount of mobility. I mean, basically, Wisp can teleport someone from base, get them into the middle of the fight, and when Wisp goes back, Keeper can bring Wisp straight back into the fight. Yep. And we'll have a whole nother round of Tether and little annoying Wisp orbs.
I think they were watching when EG was playing. Because they had a Wisp, they had a Tiny, they had a Keeper of the Light. And I think they won that game, right? Yeah, Tiny was just too strong there. Fear playing the Tiny.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was that. But damn, that's definitely a slightly different lineup. Anyway, going to call out Dara's lineup here. So we do have Go Black running the Keeper of the Light art style on Tiny. G playing Rubik. This should be fun. It could be a solo mid Rubik. This will be extremely fun if it is. M onto the Windrunner and Funnick on the Wisp. And then for EHOME, Sheever.
Yeah, for EHOME in the middle lane, we're gonna have Cubicat on the Storm Spirit. On the bottom lane is gonna be Lan on the Chaos Knight. He's gonna be supported by King J on the Venomancer. QQQ on the Chen, also going towards the bottom lane, which will leave the top lane for a Leshrac, who is gonna be soloing it up there and getting that farm up. And that actually later game, when Leshrac leaves his lane, that's gonna be so dangerous because Leshrac Chaos Knight's good combination, and if both of those are gonna get farm, that is gonna be painful for Dare to deal with. But then again, Dare has their own plan set up, and I'm curious, do you think Goblik is gonna have a solo lane for the Keeper of the Light?
I don't honestly know, as it looks like the EHOME are going to get chased off here. Although Lanham is boxed in and cut off. That was a terrible decision to go in that direction. And there is the first blood for Keeper of the Light. That could not have gone any worse. This might actually be a tri-lane with Keeper. Oh, actually, Keeper can sort of semi-jungle if they want him to, so he can sort of duck into the jungle, do his own thing. But he may sit in this lane just to continue to drop by and refill them with mana.
Well, who is that? Oh, yeah,
Rubik's definitely a possibility.
Tiny, Tiny's tri-lane, and indeed Windrunner solo lane. Windrunner solo top, Rubik solo mid, because yeah, G on the Rubik, we have seen the game before, we have seen him play that before, and indeed, like you said, very enjoyable, to say the least.
Oh yeah, crazy stuff indeed. The Storms, bro, I'm not sure how this is going to go though. This will be very interesting indeed, but it is definitely a little vulnerable to getting burst down here. The possible another engagement in the jungle. EHOME, they haven't had enough punishment. They're back for more.
They are back
for more. Although as it is, Dara have decided just to back off.
Yeah, they're outnumbering Dara there. So that might be something that they were trying to do. Because still, it's going to be Chen in the Radiant jungle, even though they know there's going to be an aggressive tri-lane there. Tri-lane versus semi-tri-lane could work out, But then again, there's so much counter push coming in from the Keeper of the Light, even though, of course, Wisp is a very squishy hero, so if they get an initiation on him, he's probably gonna drop. But we're gonna see how that's gonna go with last hits between these two giants. Chaos Knight, Tiny, we've seen the combination before, but this time, they are actually the ones competing against each other on a dual lane. Both heroes at level 8 at their top, or level 9 probably, I should say, with the grow and with the crit. I like this combination. Oh, Gale, they want to go for this. Artstyle gets a Tether stun up on 2. Do they want to go for this? Look at Lan taking so much harassment. Illuminate helping out. He has to back off, has to pop himself, and now knows that next time he is going to be more careful. He is not going to do that again for sure. Oh, or he is. Artstyle, 2 seconds stun, and he gets a kill. Reality Rift helping out. That was too fast. Too much from Artstyle to go back inside there. I do think that is just overextension. That shouldn't have happened.
Artstyle really didn't think that one through. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to walk straight into another stun and nuke and die. So I think he was just a little bit too cocky. Maybe he was waiting for... He thought Wisp was going to be a little bit faster on using a tether and a heal there. He thought he was going to be okay. But as is, went in there way too quickly. Really need to heal up ahead of that. Now we've got X up in the top lane. M. How are they doing stat-wise? Although Invis being picked up by the Storm Spirit here. 7-3 for Rubik. Storm Spirit 5-1. Of course, he has just left the lane to go and pick up the Invis. He's going to harass G just a little bit. Going to get some in return. In the end, coming out about even. This is definitely problematic. I don't know what they're going to be able to... I honestly don't know if this is really going to work out for Dara, just because this is... The fact that they have got an aggressive Chen in their jungle is really messing things up. I think they were really hoping to be pulling and stacking and then basically just nuking stuff down with Keeper of the Light. And this is really, really slowing down their supports levels and farms.
Yeah, and they need those levels. They need that Wisp at level 6. Otherwise, they can't do the strategy of heavy gankage. And it is Chen that's actually gonna get that farm in the jungle with their supports. Indeed, their supports not getting anything extra there. Level 2 still up on both supports with already Venomance on level 3, already Chen on level 2, almost level 3 though, so massive difference there already. Even though it seems small, it's gonna build up, so it is actually pretty big difference here. They need the kills to make up for it. Are they gonna get Lan again though? I don't think so. He's gonna be extra careful now that he has experienced that combination 2 times, one of which was fatal.
As it looks like Chaos Knight's still skulking around. Wow, he's actually going quite deep. And against a couple of stuns, like there's a couple of stuns there, that's actually really dangerous to go right under the tower, like, especially when Artstyle actually has a lot of mana up and available. And because with Keeper, they're always going to have mana available.
Yeah. And that's going to give
Back in the mid though, Storm Spirit, I think he's got his bottle coming.
Ooh. Yeah, it probably is. There is a flying courier on his way. It's actually a donkey this time. Boring. But, yeah, he's having a good matchup. I mean, Storm Spirit, 6 for 2, 16 for 7 on the Rubik. Good matchup in the way that he is getting levels and he's not dying, which for Storm Spirit is, of course, always a good matchup. I mean, Rubik outlaning him on the last hits, but it doesn't really matter. He just needs his right clicks. In the meantime, King J on the bottom lane is maybe gonna drop. Arcel looking for that last hit, is gonna get it. We're gonna see Lan trying to land or do something on that Wisp, but he goes down. Wisp goes down. Wow, Avalanche, there goes Lando, double kill for the Tiny, Arcel on the way out, and here comes the Storm Spirit with the Haste Rune. Arcel will drop their Storm Spirit, picking up the kill, and QQQ and Cupid Cat on the way out, and Keeper of the Light, no more mana to do anything here. Phonic back, but he can't do anything either. 2 for 2 on the bottom
Great
lane.
play there. I'm going to say great play by Arcel, turning around just to get that Avalanche off and hitting Chaos Knight right in the face as he went for that Reality Rift. Really good play, because he was screwed. Like, he was going to go down regardless. He was going to take a ton of damage from that Storm Spirit with that haste, and also the damage there from the Chaos Knight. So turning around, at least trading for a kill and getting the experience as well for that kill, really, really beneficial. Now Chan still invading the enemy jungle, going to find himself a net creep. He's going to come out with that, possibly try and set something up. And the main thing is currently Goblack's about to get his Chakra back up. The issue is with level 1 Chakra, he really can't give himself a whole lot. This is really slowing him down in replenishing mana pools, so he can't harass as much as he'd like. But up in the top lane, X, 16-13, 16-8 for Windrunner, so they're sitting pretty even at the moment, Sheever.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody is about to die, even though we did see X diving the tower earlier on, just running past the tower, didn't even get any damage done on the tower, well 4 damage, sorry, earlier. He might be able to have his level 3 edict helping out here now though, but Mag is just going to keep the lane in check. Like I said, I don't think anybody is about to die here, unless Mag is going to be cocky and is going to let you good shackle, but for now, everybody should be safe. G is going to be able to pick up a double damage rune to help himself out in the middle lane, where the creep wave is actually behind the tower. Storm Spirit guiding it behind the tower, so the tower doesn't get harassed. And I do think the bottom lane is going to be the ones that we are looking at most, especially since Arsal, with that massive amount of mana that he's getting from the Keeper of the Light as well, is able to just spam out the Avalanche constantly, and they're looking for someone. They're finding someone also. Avalanche hits, toss as well. Lan lets a 4-second stun upon Tiny. Here comes the Illuminate going through. Arsel still being stunned. Now he's back up. Reality Rift there as well. Wisp trying to do what he can to help Arsel get away from there, and he should be fine. No guild. 2-second stun still on Arsel though. Stun and a toss, but it's not enough. Storm Spirit coming in, killing off the Tiny, Wisp killing off the Chen in the meantime, and there goes the Venomancer as well. Phonic on the way out, gets picked off. Chen picking up that kill. Goblek is gonna get picked up as well. Keeper of the Light, 3 for 2, not very favorable, and the most noticeable thing from that fight is that Lan managed to stay alive. Got the experience from all kills, and in the top lane actually it wasn't Shrek able to pick up Mag, but there is Tiny able to pick up the Shrek. Kills all over the place, so at least Tiny gets that experience back in there, and he just did something that I wasn't expecting him to do. Grow at level 6.
Some people do go for that. It's not terrible. It does work out something, but this is definitely a little bit unusual, but it's not terrible. It's decent. I find it interesting though that Storm Spirit is getting totally wrecked. I really like the fact that Cupid Cat is actually getting mobile and getting around the map just because he is getting hammered in mid. So rather than sitting there and just sort of not achieving anything, he's going, alright, let me just help kill the bottom lane, kill the other lanes, and just try and ramp up a bit of experience and money from there. Because right now, the farm-wise in mid lane, obviously he's left G alone for a little while, but Storm Spirit is 10 and 4. G is 43 and 13. Storm Spirit is getting absolutely manhandled in that lane, which, I mean, he has got a really big range disadvantage. And G, having picked up a fast arcane and bottle, is just spamming the crap out of Fade Bolt, I would suspect, which is really making it difficult. As Chaos Knight picks up another kill in bottom lane. Jesus.
Yeah, top
EHOME, super aggressive in that bottom lane.
Hand of God is not gonna save Leshrac. Invisibility Rune of G helping out, and Arsal being still on the top lane is gonna stick around there apparently. But it's a trade. It's a trade. Leshrac for a Keeper of the Light. I do think that Derek got the better of that, if you can call that a trade. But like you said, Storm Spirit having a tough time. But I mean, he's farming heroes. He's got 3 for 0. Not doing bad for the situation he's been in at all. And we have something going on in the mid lane. Telekinesis. This time Storm Spirit might actually die, but he's got still mana left for Ball Lightnings. The Illuminate is not going to hit him. There's not going to be a Telekinesis anytime soon. Static Remnant was the one that got stolen by the Rubik. He probably would have won the Ball Lightning, to be fair. That would have been a better option for him to have.
More than likely. So it looks like Wisp actually teleporting from the Tier 1 tower bottom lane, teleports to the Tier 2, and he's now coming to the jungle. I'm just checking if he's visible. Well, if he didn't know before, they know now. He actually just cancels the Whirlwind on the Wildkin there. They pop the Glyph in the bottom lane. Looks like he's just going to try and drive these creep back and keep this tower up for at least one more push. Meanwhile, though, it looks like EHOME are focusing their attention on the mid tower. Bit of a push happening there. G is here to help stop it. Steals another spell. He gets Ball Lightning this time. Yes, he did. Do a barrel roll. He can do that now.
Yep.
You're charging around. Does he get on his stick? I really believe he should just jump on it and ride it like a broom.
That would be amazing to watch. But it's actually, yeah, well, that wouldn't be Ball Lightning anymore. Because he is supposed to be Ball Lightning. Oh, and there's a level 6 upon a Wisp, so we might see him going somewhere with Arsel right now. After the creep wave is down, here they go, here they go. Are they going? Are they going? Deader? Where? No? Oh, come on.
Nope. I'm just going to focus on taking this bottom tower, probably. Although, actually, they might just try and charge after Landham, although I don't think that'll work just because he'd throw a Chaos Bolt right in their face. But they are just going to get aggressive, move up, push him back. Meanwhile, though, It looks like EHOME are going to focus their attention on mid once again. Go, you know, as soon as you take your attention away from us in mid, we're going to get straight back in here and try and clean up this tower.
They did teleport somewhere. It was to Leshrac, and they just managed to kill him off with a toss combination. In the meantime, though, Windrunner is in a lot of trouble in the mid lane. Is gonna be able to get away after killing off the Venomancer. Ball Lightning is still gonna kill off nothing actually. It's Chaos Knight that picked off the Wisp on the bottom lane, because Wisp came back by himself from the relocate. He came back alone, and that's not gonna be good news. Because Tiny stayed top.
Yeah, we decided to leave Tiny behind. Didn't want to bring Tiny back. Because if you look at the health on Tiny, it probably would have just ended up getting Tiny hammered instead. And obviously, I want to look after him. I just like Rubik just dancing around with that Storm Spirit. Neither of them can catch each other. Both of them packing that Ball Lightning. Although currently Rubik actually having the advantage because he has a higher mana pool, so he can spam that a little harder. Although it looks like Cubicat was working. He was really working that DD in the mid lane, causing some serious trouble for Rubik, and actually managed to pick off the Windrunner there. M is back though. He's going to keep spamming that power shot up the mid lane here, and Chen has picked up his arcanes. I assume he is going to work towards a mech next, but there is a bit of a cluster forming down in the bottom lane. G or Dera, they're massing. G is here as well, and so they're going to try and have a bit of a fight down here. Although EHOME are ready to spring a trap. Look at this, everybody hiding in the trees.
I like this. I like this a lot. There's a reality rift ready. There's no phantasm anymore because that was used to take care of the Wisp. We see Dare playing it fairly safe. There is a relocate up again, but nothing on the map to show which would be a good location to gank. Because all the heroes are just standing here. There are now no Venomancers there. They still don't see the rest though. Storm Spirit can Ball Lightning in. Shrek can do some stuff from the side. Reality Rift ready on the Chaos Knight. And Dare, waiting for a time to go in. Maybe wanting to spring the Roan trap.
G is actually telling his teammates to flank around them past the rune. Although they might be just going to teleport in behind them. Possibly. They have tethered up. Finnick and Darkstyle are ready to go somewhere. If they want to go on a trip, although they need to go relatively soon because that tether is about to run it. No, it's not going to happen. He may tether up again though, maybe. He did pop the orbs, which is kind of problematic because, oh, well, never mind. They have pretty much an unlimited supply of mana thanks to, well, having the Keeper Light behind him. There we go. Reality Rift gets cancelled by that telekinesis, picks him up, slams him into that avalanche. There's a split earth as well. Artstyle though taking critical damage. They don't have a heal to back him up there, and down goes Wisp. Artstyle is now down as well. That Leshrac's Tormented Soul is absolutely tearing Dara apart, and only G is left standing. Poison Nova as well. Here comes that Chaos Bolt. And it looks like they actually will bring down. Actually, M has teleported to the bottom lane. Ball Lightning away, although Reality Rift is going to drag him back. No, G, look at him run! And it's a non-lethal poison dart as well. He will escape. And he's still here. He's got a phase bolt up. No, goes to the telekinesis. Chen is still here. He's going to send him back. Reality Rift. And now looks like M is going to have to teleport up, but he doesn't have the mana to do it. He's only got 50 mana. Needs 20 left. If he gets nuked, he is dead meat.
He's got
although
4
still a good 8
stick
seconds
charges
left.
though,
A couple
but that
auto
doesn't
attack.
matter. Yeah.
That illusion, 100% damage. Whack. It's 100 damage from the illusion. Just drills him down there. Although Finnick is here, doesn't have anything to bounce off. I think he's hoping that that might be the real deal, because it's not.
I mean, Windrunner had like a 3-second opportunity to pop his magic stick 4 charges. Might have kept him alive, but he was too late. He was just too late. And that was a massive fight for EO.
Paid the price. It looked like it was going good for Dara. They set things up. They actually got their hands on the Chaos Knight initially, which was a pretty good start. But unfortunately, everything fell apart. Now another gank there. It looks like Cubicat in a little bit of trouble, although now it's being turned around on Wisp. Wisp is in a lot of trouble. Another couple of attacks. He's gone. No, he teleports back to base. I think he may untether here from Tiny as they get rid of Keeper of the Light. And now G also backing up Sheever. And I think it looks like Wisp is about to show up in a second. He comes back with friends as well.
Yep. Back on full HP and mana. They're ready for it. They want to go for this again. They're just going to continue being on the bottom lane. Power shot finishes off the Venomancer. Ball Lightning from G going in there. Leshrac doing what he can with the mana that he has left, but gets picked up. Wisp still dies to Leshrac still though. Leshrac buys back. He is going to be TPing in here shortly. There he is. Lands a stun up on Mag. There goes Tiny going down. Mag is not going to drop so far. He still has his space boost as well. G back on full HP. There goes Mag. He drops. Storm Spirit on the chase. And Rubik able to back off from that one. Storm Spirit also backing off because he doesn't have any mana left to chase that anymore. And really, are they just leaving the rest of the map alone or something? Because everybody was here on this bottom lane.
You know, why not have a party at bottom? This is definitely, I mean, at the very least, this is awesome. Complete carnage left, front, center. Although, actually, Chen had his creep remotely pushing the top lane. So there you go. EHOME, they were actually working towards a secondary goal there. And they almost got this tower. It will actually get denied, though, which is very unfortunate. Fnatic going to pick that off right now. Was a good attempt, though, from EHOME. But in the end, it does not pay much dividends, as it looks like King J still at the bottom lane, though. Does have a smoke if he wants to go for a gank.
Yeah, and the tower denied in the middle lane as well. That's 2 towers down on the side of there, but both denied. Oh, bye, Venomancer. Hello, Wisp and Tiny.
Yeah, you can just see the whole crap expression as these guys popped out, instantly stunned him, and then got. Although, look, incoming though, Keeper of the Light has been left alone. Easy pickings there for Cupid Cat.
Yeah,
Sheever looks like they'll take a tower as well.
Shrek going down again, combination Phonic and Artstyle, and they want to go for the tower there as well. Yeah, tier 1 tower dropping in the middle lane, and maybe also tier 1 tower dropping on the top lane if they're going to be able to have enough pushing power. The tower is it's basically pretty much from full HP, or was at least, but Overpower helping out here. And that's gonna
I think this is why Tiny went for the level 6 grow, because I'm looking at this and he's actually getting a grow whenever possible, because Wisp has that overload, which does increase its attack speed quite significantly. So it really helps overcome the slow attack speed.
Yeah, that is definitely true. And yeah, that is 2 towers denied on the side of Dare, and 2 towers killed on the side of EHOME. And that's gonna make the gold graph go towards there. I mean, it was on 0 again before, after the towers denied, and still though it's not really worth mentioning all that much because it's only 1.5k gold. But still, it is a different experience graph. It's gonna be also in favor of their, even though they're not a kill ahead, but they are able to they were able to pick up the last couple of kills. So the more higher level heroes were their kills. In the meantime, bottom lane has 3 heroes once again. We have G, we have Mac, we have Goblak, and they're looking to push into the last tier 1 tower still standing. And the heroes that we're missing are heroes that we can expect anywhere on the map because the relocate is off cooldown.
Yeah, they can jump out and cause trouble whenever they feel like it. And this allows them to tap more sources of income and be pretty much, they can get there pretty easily when they need it. Get there very, very quickly, although it looks like they are actually gonna back off here and decide not to press in on this tower unless they're sure they can get the kill. They don't want to try and cause damage and allow it to get denied.
Oh,
But it looks like they may actually gun for it now. Illuminate, gonna go through there. There's the baseball, and Venomancer with the wards gets to deny. EHOME too slippery there.
Yep. And that is at least 1 tower denied on the side of EHOME on the tier 1. So that was actually the last tier 1 tower dropping in this game, because the one on Dare were already down. Invisibility rune on Rubik. I'm still expecting a relocate as soon from Phonic, who is still following Artstyle around like a puppy. Ooh, what did Artstyle just buy?
That's pretty much. I mean, that's Wisp. I could say some really bad things, but I'm not going to. But basically, this job's Wisp's job, just to hang off somebody 24/7, never leave their side, and just basically act like a chauffeur, and then just beat things up for them, heal them up. Just basically, they're pretty much a manservant.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he is staying actually far enough back so that Artstyle's getting all the experience on the lane, though. That's quite gentleman of him. Oh.
Yeah, well, basically they want him to hit level 16, get that level 3, because at the moment, Fnatic doesn't really need a whole lot, although he has picked up that urn. What they really could do is a mech. Do they have one? Yes, they do. They have got a mech. Rubik has picked up the mech, also working on that 4 staff right now, just giving himself a little bit more mobility in the fights. And this smoke about to get knocked off. Artstyle though copping a 4-second stun. Can Wisp keep him alive? There is a big split earth there. Funny taking a lot of damage. Going to get hit there by that Poison Nova. Although he gets healed up, he's still taking a lot of damage. Artstyle has been taken out. Phonic goes next to go. And can they get a response? Another kill there. It looks like Em is in some serious trouble. Gets a good shackle off though. But they have lost the Storm Spirit. So EHOME may need to be careful about this. It's another static remnant being dropped there. And QQQ doesn't want to walk into this. It is a level... Actually, no, it's only level 3. In fact, speaking of wanting to walk in this, it looks like Lanam decides, you know, I can go and headbutt those. Why not?
Yeah, that was... I mean, they didn't know that they were what they were running into, and it was clear for them to see. 4 second stun also on Tiny. That just ruined There's idea of trying to get some easy kills. At least they managed to kill off the Storm Spirit, which is a good one to kill off, but not a fight that they were hoping for, I would imagine.
At the very least, they managed to extract a few extra heroes. I really thought their Windrunner was kind of toast there, but unfortunately they lined up and allowed her to get off a good shackle, which pretty much saved her butt there. Shen has picked up his mech, which seeing anything else interesting. Storm Spirit working towards, it looks like the Storm Spirit's actually going for an early BK, but it's interesting as Sheever, looks like Go Black has been wandering around in some very silly spots. He shouldn't be that far deep in enemy territory.
No, wrong side of the river
By
and
himself.
also wrong jungle, and it looks like EHOME is gonna take this opportunity with the double damage, but also up on the Chaos Knight to maybe push something. No, they're backing off again. I mean, for both teams, I guess EHOME is thinking, you know what, we have got a Chaos Knight, so we are okay with waiting. We think we've got a bit more late game carry potential. Whoa, Ball Lightning, Vortex, G. He is low on mana, but he has got the Ball Lightning. Oh, sorry, he's got the Static Remnant still. He'll be fine, but oh, who is not gonna be fine is gonna be X, who is gonna drop. Oh, Arstyle might be dropping first. Hand of God making sure X doesn't drop, and that was a bad relocate. 2 heroes relocating into 5 heroes is no surprise.
Not just 5 heroes.
Died. What?
Not just 5 heroes. They relocated into Dead Bang on top of a Chaos Knight who had a double damage rune and maxed out crits.
Yeah.
Oh, that stings.
That is painful.
There's no other way for that to go.
I'm not sure why they did that, by the way. It's a bit awkward.
They went in there before the creep wave was there. They couldn't see where they were going. They were just trying to get in to help save Rubik.
Oh.
But in the end, they didn't realize they were warping into that many heroes. They thought they could get in and save Rubik and just pick off Storm Spirit, who appeared to be alone. But yeah, bit unfortunate there. This is one of the reasons why we look before we leap sometimes. Although, what does Rubik manage to steal? He's got Ball Lightning. Once again, Go Black though. In a little bit of danger. They just need to be careful here, as it looks like M is about to get picked off. Smacked in the base by a crit. And not much he can do except retreat there. G just not really getting involved there, Sheever.
Yeah, and Windrunner bought back. He is on his way back here. It doesn't look like they want to give up the Roshan just yet. They're on the way. There is still Illuminate, or at least Spirit Form Illuminate on the prowl, waiting for Goblak to be casted. But yeah, it looks like do they want to push? I mean, I thought they were gonna go for Roshan, or gonna try for Roshan. Because the next fight will determine who gets the Roshan as well. Roshan already back to half HP, and I'm not sure who would win a team fight if they go for it. I do think EHOME slightly at the advantage with the channel on their side, even though the Hand of God is on cooldown just for only 20 seconds, so he has got a mechanism as well. And of course the mechanism is up on the Rubik as well, but it's Hand of God helping out. And a team fight, I would definitely put EHOME in favor. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I definitely feel EHOME have a much stronger team fight at the moment. Mostly it just comes down to the fact that the AoE damage from Leshrac, as well as the Venomancer is really strong, and they have good attrition value from that Shen. And then on top of that, they just have a couple of really good mobile heroes that can pick off key targets on Dera's side. But that said, if Tiny doesn't get pinned down quickly, he can completely just run amok. Also, the people who are slightly confused as to whether or not this is live or the first match, this is game number 2 between Dera and EHOME, and this is very much so live. We are in the channel, we're in the game right now, broadcasting live. We're in Dota TV, so if you want to, you can actually log into the match and then watch through the client itself. But Sheever, I'm feeling a little worried for Dera here. They were off to a really good start, but it's just come to the fact that the ganking business isn't working so well because Dera art style and Fnatic just aren't finding those loner heroes to pick off because they're just teleporting into mass heroes accidentally and finding that they just cannot get off those easy kills.
Yeah, and Chaos Knight able to land a lot of 4-second stun as well, and he got his BKB complete, so it's gonna be even harder to pick him off. And you're right, I mean, those ganks, they have had a couple successful ones, but they need more. I mean, kill-wise, it is EHOME that's in the advantage here. And that's not what you're supposed to happen. If you have a ganking lineup, you are supposed to be in favor of the kills, and that's not what there is about right now.
Well, we're supposed to, but I mean, it's one of those things. It's a high risk, high reward strategy because when you gank, it has a very good chance. Like, it has the chance to backfire horribly, and it doesn't just put you behind, but it puts the enemy ahead. So in this case, it's pretty much what's been happening. Like, they had, and the carnage at the bottom lane, like you said, what the hell is going on? Everybody's forgotten there are 2 other lanes in this game.
Yeah.
It just came down to the fact that EHOME and Dara, for God knows what reason, just decided they wanted to fight non-stop at that bottom lane. And it comes down to the fact Dara is an aggressive team, and, well, EHOME decided to rise to the challenge and fight them non-stop.
And EHOME actually getting out ahead, and they smoked up. They're looking for a kill on the top lane. Are they going to be able to find Artsal, who has got his Aghanim's completed? Artsal, smelling trouble, is on his way back, but the Bull Lightning is in, not ranged enough. There's no mana left on the Storm Spirit to go for this. And Artsal and Phonic on the way out very fast there, even though they're going to run into the ward there, so they're going to be able to be spotted. Invisibility Rune up on the Tiny. And Phonic actually has his relocate back off cooldown, so we might see them trying to TP somewhere, but like before as well, where are they gonna go? They don't have vision. If we look at the map, there's actually only a sentry ward up and one observer ward up for the Radiant side around the Roshan pit, but that is it. So they don't really know where they can safely relocate to get a kill, and they need those kills.
They're not really going for ganking at the moment. What I believe they're doing is they're just basically using relocate to allow Tiny just to farm somewhere, and they can EHOME, the rest of Dara can just set up the push, and when they're needed, if they're needed, like right now, they can actually pop in and make sure they're available, although they haven't actually used relocate this time to do anything about that, just making sure that they're available whenever necessary. It's kind of like having, although actually, we'll come back to that in a second, it's 2 seconds done there, Arsenal in a lot of trouble. Here comes Cupid Cap, and unfortunately, his BKB first build has left him very low on mana. He doesn't have a whole lot, but however, they do pick off Arsenal, which is a very important grab there, and now they're going to try and focus down M. M is dead. Goodbye, Mag. And now it looks like G is the next on the menu. No, he manages to flee successfully, and it will be just the 2 of those heroes picked up. Oh no, I lie. Wisp. They are chasing after Wisp. Although, again, Cupid Cat completely out of mana because he has gone for that initial BKB.
Yeah, 3
and that
for 0
was not
here. Hand of God helping out, and that will be a Roshan secured for EHOME. Because they're not going to get... they're not going to get pressured for that. Keeper of the Light might be able to throw down some Illuminates, but Roshan will still drop.
Oh, indeed. Maybe not. They've decided not to. I think it's pretty much, yeah, the Illuminate is just proving to be too much. And there comes another Ball Lightning way over in enemy territory. Going to try and pick off Gob. Good force up there. And Mech getting popped up to try and save his life. And again, Stormspirit, he really needs something that's going to improve his mana pool, because right now he is just running out of mana. So many kills he's missing because he just cannot get off these. He just cannot chase down the targets he's after. Yeah,
we've seen him now twice, indeed, that he was out of mana, and he hasn't even got mana boost. He's just got power threads, and he's going for BKB first item. But like I said, he needs that mana.
At the same time, though, he sort of needs the both, because there's a lot of stun on the enemy team as well. So it is, if he goes for the Bloodstone first, he is very vulnerable to getting locked down by stuns. And considering he is initiating a lot, I think that's possibly his reasoning. His reasoning for going for the BKB first. Especially since he has to pick one or the other. He can't go, because he got drilled so hard at the beginning, like we saw 40 CS to 10, he had to pick. He couldn't just go, I'm just going to go for a Bloodstone and then get the BKB by about 30 minutes in. He just had to pick here. It was one or the other, and he went, alright, well, if I don't get the BKB, I'm going to get stun locked and I'm going to die. But it is definitely hurting his ability to kill stuff.
That is definitely true. And we're going to see EHOME, they are looking for something. They are not... they're constantly together, at least the Leshrac and the Chen, making sure they stick around to land, and it's probably also because of the fear of having a relocate, even though King J doesn't seem to be afraid of that one. Relocate off cooldown once again, they might want to go for something there, but they don't know that King J is actually walking around by himself. He would be a good target, and that is again lack of ward, still only 1 ward up for the Radiant side, and that is just not really ideal. I'm not sure what Dara can do to still... do you think just waiting and still counting on the power of Tiny to out-carry the Chaos Knight and the Storm Spirit?
Oh, that's a bit of a... I don't honestly think they can afford to wait that long. And at the moment, they're doing really well in picking off the Wisp, or even just drilling down Tiny, because they don't have the huge burst heal. If this was a CK... if this was a Chen on the Radiant side instead of something like, say, the Keeper of the Light, then it would be a much different story. But right now they lack the burst heal. They just do not have that burst heal to keep Tiny in the fight for long enough, even with Wisp shielding up, although I suppose it is only a level 1 overload at the moment. Maybe once they start getting a few more levels in it, it could be a bit different. But right now I don't think he can out-carry this Chaos Knight too well, especially since Chaos Knight has got a BKB and he's immune to all the lockdown that Dara can throw at him.
Reality Rift, they find him. There's the Tether, there's the Ball Lightning in. It's gonna be a BKB up on Storm Spirit trying to find someone, but he's already out of mana. Same problems again. Keeper of the Light is gonna be picked off here though. G on the way out, he has a race to him, will be able to stay alive. Wisp is gonna be able to relocate himself to base, or, you know, he's gonna go down, but he helped someone escape, I guess. And that is
he got art style out of there. That was it.
Yeah.
That was definitely the best they could make of a really, really crappy situation there.
Yeah.
They got caught out big time and they paid the price for it just because they don't have any vision up protecting the jungle really at the moment, aside from this ward over here near the Roshan pit, which is about to expire anyway. A chance that EHOME are just going to gun for this now.
This is the 3rd time they're standing here though, and a couple of the other 2 times they were able to be forced back by the Keeper of the Light spamming his Illuminate, but this time I don't think that Dara is going to try to do anything here.
I know it looks like Go Black might be a crazy man indeed. He's actually going to gun for it, but I don't think this is going to work at all. No, he just pops down the ward, which is then immediately spotted by some Plague Wards and a Sentry Ward, and will get taken care of very, very quickly. Most of the most frustrating... Oh, look at this. King J completely walling off that Raptor to make sure they can't come down. But as we go, Storm Spirit now picking up the Aegis. That's going to make him quite tough. And I think because he is going in first, it's the right decision to give it to him rather than Lan M.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, he can not use his BKB, he used all of his mana, probably die, but then he'll be back up with full mana, and that is his mana problem solved. So that's gonna be something for him to go off on, but... Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, neither of these 2 teams has got one of those big team fight ultimates, so they won't be trying to force the 5-on-5 fight, but... I'm kind of wondering, because this game could last a very long time. Both teams trying to play protective at the same time. If they see an opportunity, they try to go for it, and it ends badly for one of the teams, obviously. But there's not going to be any real planned team fights, I think, coming out from EHOME as well there, unless there's going to be a smoke up right of the teams, which might actually be coming out from the Dare right now. He's got all 5 heroes in this middle lane. There's a smoke. Okay, they are going to look for something. The only one who's maybe the same life. No, it's actually Wisp. He's not looking invisible for me, but he is invisible. And they're gonna try to find someone. Top lane has 3 heroes there, 2 now, because Chaos Knight TP'd towards the base, and they're gonna find X, but he got BKB as well, and he's gonna get tossed as he can't TP out anymore. Gets killed off, lands a stun, doesn't matter. Quick kill, Arstal able to pick up the kill, and it looks like the tier 2 tower might be pressured here. Even though the creep wave is not there, but 5 heroes up there, they have to do something. They feel like they're done farming. But
this, well, I don't think they're completely done farming. Artstyle could do with something like an assault, just to help out with the attack speed a little bit more. He has plenty of damage, just he's really lacking in the attack speed department. Although Wisp certainly helping things out with his overload there. But these towers are going to get absolutely wrecked by the Tiny. He's just tearing them apart with this stick of his. But Sheever, I don't think they can go for this Rax here. It will definitely be a tight thing because we're going to have Leshrac up in a few seconds, and I really doubt they want a team fight under this tower at the Rax.
I don't think they're... Well, if they go for it, it would be a true dare strategy that they think they can take. But like you said, I mean, and like they're actually now doing, they don't want a 5-on-5 head team fight. They want to have those ganks and then going in afterwards so that they outnumber their opponents and they know they have the advantage of a fight. 5-on-5 head-on team fights is, for neither teams, something that they will want to go for.
I'm going to say this much for Tiny, for Artstyle. The fact that he's got this cleave now is really going to help him out against the mass illusions. The mass illusions that the Chaos Knight can bring, although he's going to charge in here, going to pop down the 2 seconds out, and they're immediately targeting the Wisp. This is very smart. Once Wisp is down, Tiny is so slow, just loses his effectiveness extremely quickly. Tiny's BKB has run out, it's very short duration. They get stunned again, 2 seconds. Poison Nova going to catch him there. I think only him there. Hand of God gets popped. Down goes the Storm Spirit. He'll be back up in a second and able to chase once again. There goes the telekinesis, stunning Chen, and there we go. Storm Spirit diving in it very, very deep. And the ball lightning going to be given to Rubik. Rubik now very mobile. Will they try and chase down Mag? No, they went the wrong way, and he should be able to get away. Ball lightning by Rubik is not going to get him away far enough, or will it? It will give him just enough distance to escape.
Yeah, it will mean, well, actually no tier 2 tower because the creep wave isn't there, but 3 for an Aegis, not a good trade for there, and that was again, there was a ganking coming from EHOME, and lack of wards from there. They did not know what they were running into, and they paid for it by having their tiny die, the Keeper of the Light die, and their Wisp die, something that they should not have done. Obviously, otherwise, you know, not dying is the key to winning, I guess, but it is, from both teams, there's ganks coming out, some more successful than others. Normally around this time, I'll have an idea about what's gonna happen, about what the teams are gonna go for, but right now, it feels like the teams are, I mean, they're trying for ganks, and some are successful, some are not, but it feels like they are a bit at a loss also. Well, I don't think they actually are, but it feels like they are, but at a loss what kind of strategy they actually want to go for with the lineup that they have with them right now.
I think at the moment they're actually buying a lot of time for Mag to pump. She's actually getting, well, Mag is actually getting pretty close for Windrunner to finish up a Hex. In fact, he's got the Ultimate Orb, he's got that Void Stone. He just needs the Mystic Staff now. Good, well, 2,200 gold, still a fair amount, but he's getting closer and closer. Once he gets out there, it's really going to help them shut down heroes like Stormfur, or even just shut down Chambi before it can pop off his ton of heals. And I like the fact during that last team fight, EHOME target fired for Mick, made sure they got rid of that Wisp, because once Wisp is gone, Artstyle, well, he's nowhere near as effective, especially since he hasn't got a Hyperstone yet, although he's getting close to being able to afford one of those Sheever.
Yeah, and he will definitely go for an Assault Grasp. I mean, Artstyle is doing pretty good. Look at his last hits. 229. The top 3 last hits, I mean, of course, at this stage of the game's last hits aren't as important as they were earlier, but the top 3 are all on the side of Dare. And the only one not being on top of Dare are the 2 supports that they have. But they're continuing the farm, and they're doing that better than EHOME is doing it. I mean, EHOME is roaming around a bit more, trying to maybe look for more kills, but not really getting the not really getting the kills, not really getting the creeps. But they're roaming around and getting everything on the way that they run into. Jungle creeps.
Oh yeah, it's just that they can afford to do this because they have the Keeper of the Light who can bring someone. They can split up a lot because Keeper of the Light can bring someone to a fight if necessary, and then they've got, of course, the relocation from Wisp. So Tiny and Wisp have just been farming non-stop, and if they're needed in a fight, they come. But otherwise, just keep farming, keep farming. This is why Artstyle is so far ahead of everybody, 240 CS at the moment. Yeah. This is just what's giving them this opportunity to farm. And this may snowball out of control. I didn't realize Landham was so far behind on his farm. He's only 100 CS at nearly 40 minutes, and that's really, really low. This is a huge problem, especially since Storm, they don't have a backup Stormy here. He's had to go with a very cheap build as well, because of he's losing mid lane really badly. So this could be a bit of an issue, Sheever. It looks like they're going to pick off Mag. Yeah,
secure kill, Reality Rift helping out. That was Mag slightly out of position, and once again, lack of wards for him not knowing where he was running past, because high ground, low ground, he didn't even see the Dire standing right there. And even though it's just a Windrunner, it looks like EHOME wants to grab this opportunity to try to push maybe a tier 2 tower. They might be able to get it also. I'm not sure though. They would need to use the Phantasm, I feel like, especially since Reality Rift, no Phantasm just yet, but Vortex onto Goblet, BKB on Cupid Cat. He is gonna continue going. Wants to go for the Keeper of Light, gets him picked off as well as Artstyle in the midst of all of this. Is gonna go for QQQ, gets QQQ as well. Is gonna go for the next one. Storm Spirit is gonna Bull Lightning away, but Bull Lightning from the Rubik to follow it up, gets a kill as well. Artstyle still going down though. 4 for 2. Rubik, the only one left alive for Dare, is trying to get away, but out of mana, still has the mana boost to help him move up into the other ground, or no, it's still the same ground. He gets picked up. Team wipe 2 for 5, and well, 2 for 4 with Windrunner still down from the previous gank, and Windrunner back off now. Wasn't there for the fight. Massive miss there. And that is going to be a tier 2 tower. I don't think EHOME is going to continue going for that. Not with Keeper of Light almost coming back off. Not with the power shot being there. And yeah, EHOME just taking that team fight very securely.
And definitely, yeah, I know big points there was the fact that, again, target by Wisp, one of the first heroes to get knocked out, and then getting a really good start on Tiny, and then Chaos Knight getting himself and three of his illusions wailing on Tiny. That's pretty much basically 3 double damage runes smacking Tiny all at once. and they all have the power to proc crits as well. It's ridiculous the amount of damage that they can dish out. So Tiny, despite having about 75% of his health falling really, really quickly once Lanham started focus firing, and Lanham now has a harder to harass. This is bad news for Tiny. This is the fact that they're able to pick off the Wisp really quickly. They are target firing the Wisp, and without the Wisp, I don't think he can kill Lanham fast enough. Plus, Lanham has a lot of damage with his illusions now.
Yeah, I mean, he's behind on the creep kills a bit, but with those hero kills, he's actually been in 29 out of the 38 kills that they have done so far. So he's having 21 assists. That is quite amazing for the Chaos Knight here. So he is farming that gold rather than creeps right now, and he is just a good hero to have. And the combination coming off from there is not going to do anything against him. First of all, he'll have his BKB, able to stay alive with that, and after that, he's got so much HP. It's just going to be very hard to burn down. The burst damage coming off from there is just not going to be enough, or at least are they going to have enough time before they die themselves? It's going to be more tricky, but one thing to help with that is the sheep stick up on Rubik right now, so that might be something that they will be able to use until good use. Possibly,
we'll see indeed. I am definitely very worried for Darrow though, just the fact that this Chaos Knight is really getting close to being pretty much is out of control at the moment. They say, well, it's not so much he's stupidly farmed, because his GPM is only 350-ish. That's actually not that awesome at 40 minutes in. It's not particularly good at all. But the main issue is, Darrow don't have the kind of hard carry that they need to go to. They need to go toe-to-toe with Lanham at the moment. Tiny is just not good enough, not strong enough, and they're not able to protect him either. It's just getting to the point where Rubik, I think, not so much Rubik, Keeper of the Light is just becoming less and less effective. He's just not able to back him, doesn't have a good stun, doesn't have any good heals. The mana, Chakra is not as awesome, so it looks like we're going to a bit of a combat in the forest here. This time Wisp is still up and running, although Storm Spirit now out of mana is trying to bottle up, getting sent home by Chen. Can he escape?
No.
No, he does not escape. He's taken up, but here comes Artstar. Look at the damage, although there's the blinding light. That may save Artstar's life, maybe if he's lucky. No, he gets hit by Reality Rift and drilled down. This is just it. Tiny is not that effective at fighting all of these illusions. They're doing around about 200 damage each a swing, and that is just ridiculously powerful. He's taking like close to 800 damage a swing before the crits kick in.
Yeah,
the DPS is just way too strong.
And it was a long stun as well, and then followed up with a Leshrac stun. It is just so hard to bring down to bring down a Chaos Knight. He was just able to wreck through everybody right there, and Artsal, he actually dropped very fast considering he is quite a tanky hero as well, and he dropped in a moment of seconds with all those stuns falling on off from EHOME.
The issue is he doesn't have very much armor. Plus he's only got 10 armor. It's not that good. And the amount of physical DPS Chaos Knight is actually spitting out. The fact that Lanham is always making sure he pops illusions after the main wave of AoEs is gone, because that's something a lot of Chaos Knight players screw up, is they immediately pop all the illusions, and then they get hit by some AoEs and all their illusions are gone, which is their main source of DPS. So if they lose those illusions, they're screwed. But Lanham is being very cautious. He waits for Tiny to wombo combo, then he throws illusions at Tiny, which after the stun, Tiny is just locked down and cannot get away, especially when he gets dragged into the middle of them with Reality Rift, and he goes down really, really fast. Like you said, he's only got 2.6k health and not that much armor. If he finishes the assault, this will be definitely a very different issue, but for now, it's becoming a bit of an issue.
Yeah, he almost hit the assault crash though, just 400 more gold and then he has that, so we'll be able to, like I say, just withstand the Chaos Knight a bit more. If it's gonna be enough, we'll find out. In the meantime though, Chaos Knight level 20, is he the highest level in the game? Together with the Tiny, they are indeed. With the lowest level, Radiant, Keeper of the Light, level 12. Wow, if Lan is gonna run into a Keeper of the Light, that Gandalf is gonna go down so fast. In the meantime though, it looks like they are looking for something. They're not smoked up, but they are grouped up all on the middle lane right now. I don't think they're gonna be finding anything right here. Maybe they want to try to go for the tier 2 tower, which is still up. Maybe they want to force out a team fight, but that doesn't seem like a smart thing to do right here. Even though Assault Cuirass is ready, maybe they think that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, well, an extra 15 armor is really going to help things out. Also, the negative 5 armor is going to help them deal with Chaos Knight a little bit more. Not that much, though, but it is every little bit does help. But at the moment, Tiny definitely a lot bulkier now. The effective health that armor is providing really going to help things out. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, especially if somebody starts getting their own negative armor effects on the dire side. And also the fact that Tiny, it's not so much the fact that he dies too quick, it's just the fact he just cannot kill Chaos Knight fast enough. He's just not dealing out enough damage. Once Wisp goes down, he's just not doing nearly enough damage to cut through 3.6k health. This is way, way too much. And it looks easy. They're even going to go and try and take out this Roshan. Now, he might be going for a Heaven's Halberd with this Sanji. Or, I mean, this could even be a Sanji Asher. Sanji Asher is generally not a very common item, but for a few heroes like DK, CK, it's not a terrible item. He could actually go for it. BKB, and here comes Wisp. Hang up the... No, he breaks the tether. Okay, they need to disengage now until that tether is back up. And now the Reality Rift in fact, just use it to gain some distance. He's in on top of Artstar. Artstar eats a 4-second stun, 4-staffed away, though. He may survive. 800 damage crit. 800 damage crit. 1600 burst damage. Not a chance. Gets drilled down there. And Storm Spirit, no, that's actually G trying to escape there with Ball Lightning. But Sheever, that's pretty much what it comes down to. They just cannot take this CK.
No, they're just 5-on-5 team fights are not what their strongest suit is right now. And again, I mean, look at the kills. At some point, it was very even. I remember seeing 23-27 or something like that, but EHOME 24, 44, 20 kills difference, and that is only because there has been prone onto trying to go for team fights head on, and they just can't take it. Storm Spirit picking up the ages once again, and this time I think EHOME might want to try to go for something more, because 40 seconds until Tiny is back up there. Even though the lanes are not really pushed out, so they might just go for some more farm and before they're actually gonna do that. But it is looking good for EHOME. Goldgraph, which was in favor of Dare for a very long time, is down towards the 0 line once again, while the experience graph shows better what we feel in the game, and that is that EHOME is definitely in favor of this fight right now. Over 15k in favor on the experience graph. And they are indeed gonna go for that on the middle lane. There is no tier 3 tower anymore. There is a Phantasm up, there is Edict, there is everything up there. BKBs are there. And just one thing to note from the previous fight, I mean, Tiny went in there thinking he was forcing a team fight, but as soon as he popped his BKB, everybody of EHOME backed off, knowing that they were just waiting until the BKB was up, and the moment it went off, they managed to take down a team fight. And Arcel, he just couldn't do anything, and like you said, also the tether was already broken. No extra attack speed, etc. for the Tiny. Not a good situation to be in.
Bit of miscommunication. Tiny's like Artstyle said, let's go in. Everybody else, including Wiz, said no, let's get the hell out. And again, the tether gets broken. So now they're going to struggle to fight this. They do need to back up. Fortunately for them, Landon decides not to engage, and it was a Heaven's Halberd. This will make him even more difficult to kill because Tiny's attack speed, he's putting all of his hits into a couple of big hits. And as soon as a couple of them miss, he drops his DPS so badly.
Yeah, great item versus Tiny indeed.
And also, of course, you can just prevent him from attacking flat out. That's also, really good as well. But it could have been a Sanji Ash. I was kind of hoping to see that just because we very rarely see it. But a bit of a counter push up top with Wisp.
Yeah,
looks like he'll get taken out pretty quickly, Sheever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was kind of a last-ditch effort. They're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. What can we do? Try and backdoor. Let's go for it.
Yeah, they tried to go for a gank there. Lost the Wisp. Better than expected, at least. It could have been worse, that's what I mean to say, because of course Arcel was able to TP out, and he didn't even want to wait until the relocate was off cooldown. As in, he had 5 seconds left before Wisp was being TP'd out, but it was too much burst damage coming up from that Chaos Knight. He didn't have the time, and now we see EHOME thinking, you know what, we're just gonna go. We feel we have the advantage, and we're gonna go for it. And they're gonna start off with a Vortex up on the Keeper of the Light, who's gonna be able to get away. Nice Shackle here, though, up on 2 heroes from EHOME. Pipe up, Mana Leak up on land, but you know he doesn't care. He's a horse. Blink in, Arcel, Reality Rift, 3 seconds stun. Arcel, is he already gonna be down? There's the BKB, but still the right click damage from Lan is there. Is it gonna be enough? Tether is there, and there goes Arcel. He can't fight back. There is the Aegis being popped up on the Storm Spear. Shrek still goes down. That is at least something they can do. Is there gonna be? There's still a Phantasm up on the Chaos Knight. Quite surprised that he did not do that one yet. Wants to go for max 3 seconds stun. There is a Vortex once again. This time on G. So far, I mean, I'm expecting the Phantasm just so he can push down a tower. Land gets turned into a Piglet though. Telekinesis, Power Shot, is in trouble. There's the Phantasm. He will be sent home. It's gonna be fun if that drops here. Cupid Cat is gonna be turned to a Piglet. Gets a Mana Leak. Their Shackle ledges them, and it's gonna be Storm Spirit going down. QQQ going down. And I think they just waited too long. And with I mean Chaos Knight waited too long. Why no Phantasm earlier?
I have no idea how Dare are still didn't lose that mid-rax. I have no idea how they still have that mid-rax. They had an A, they're up against Nagus, and it just doesn't matter, they just held it. I don't know. Especially Tiny went down early on. Now, I noticed that Venomancer there was trying to destroy his gem. I don't think he succeeded. No, he didn't. Keeper, he got lifted by telekinesis and Keeper stole it before he hit the deck again. And I just, wow, Dara, somehow they pull something out of their ass and they hold their ground. And we've got Chaos Knight, the only one left up. Buybacks are available, I think, for Storm. Yeah, Storm can buy back, which is probably the main one, along with the Leshrac. So they're not going to get a Rax here. But at the same time, a small victory for Dara.
Yeah, taking a 4-on-2 team fight. Even though, yeah, and nobody bought back there either from there. I'm still surprised that it was that they were able to do that. I mean, really. Why didn't Phantasm? It was so late. It was too late. He still, he was the only one that didn't die though, so I guess he used it as an escape mechanism only, perhaps. But now everybody back up alive from EHOME. And even though I was kind of happy that they started to push in, because it's late and I actually want to sleep a bit. But I think it's gonna be a while before they're gonna try it again.
I don't know. They haven't had to burn their buybacks. I think they're okay. Leshrac also rocking a Sheever's guard as well. I just noticed that now. 2.2k for Chaos Knight. I think they could afford to go. They do have enough cash for buybacks, so they could try and force another buy. Did we actually have any buybacks from? No, okay. 2.3k for... 2.3k there for Keeper of the Light. Tiny's on. No, Tiny just... Uh-oh. Oh boy, Tiny's going for crits. Now, if anything's going to just basically work in their favour, it's going to be huge crits from Tiny. This could be something that could turn the tide. This amount of farm that Tiny is getting could be able to swing things around. That he still has a good 100 extra GPM over the Chaos Knight still.
Yeah.
It looks like EHOME are being very cautious about things now, and they may buy enough... No, wait a minute. They're going for a smoke. Never mind. They are going to get aggressive and try and make something happen.
Yeah, the Heaven's Halberd with that crit up on up Artstyle is gonna be even more important to be up on Artstyle. I mean, if you take away that crit, it's gonna be a heavy impact. EHOME indeed smoking up, coming in from the side on the mid lane. They're gonna find Goblek as the first one. Ball lightning in, and he is gonna drop very fast. That 4 seconds not even being used of that one. BKBs all around. And Ball Lightning continuously going. Arcel, is he going to be able to stay alive? Hand of God. Arcel gets picked off. There is a second hero to die. Reality Rift not hitting anymore, but that doesn't matter. This time the Phantasm was used early on. This time the the tower gets pressured. And EHOME still playing it very safe, even though they see that Punic is very low on HP and Mag is there. I mean, they don't have to deal with Arcel there, and he can't buy back either.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they're asking, I see some of the viewers in the chat asking why crits instead of Manta? Because they're putting all their eggs in one basket. Manta doesn't fully synergize with the Wisp combo, so there's not as much point. Whereas if they get the Wisp with a huge with a huge Daedalus on the art style, he gets a couple of good crits off. That is gonna absolutely slam the Chaos Knight. But as it is, the Manta style, while it's a very effective build, it's not so much with the Wisp combo. That's the main reason there. See a Schalke going through, but LAN-M right now, with Tiny dead, there is just no way they can tackle LAN-M. So it is pretty much GG Sheever. It looks like EHOME are going to take the second match here.
Yeah, that would mean that both teams get a point from this matchup, because that's just asked in the chat, my chat that is. It was Dare that was able to take game 1, and it looks like EHOME is going to be able to take game 2, so a point for both, which is for EHOME a bit more important than for Dare. Dare is not going to be able to be in the top 4 anymore for the double elimination bracket. Oh, they're gonna go back in there. Rubik is gonna go down here. Chaos Knight picking up the kill. It's gonna be Chen that picks up the kill, the Keeper of the Light. And I am waiting for the GG to be called. But it's the last match of the day. Arcel or Dare might just want to try to do what they can still and try to kill off maybe some heroes. Windrunner picking up on the Shrek at least. That is something. Reality Rift, Arcel will drop, but not before he killed off the Storm Spirit. It's gonna be LAN, it's gonna be Focus Fire down. Windrunner taking a 4-second stun though. 5 HP!
Holy crap, how is he still walking? Also, shout out to Clara is calling out that Tiny can't crit anything if he gets hit by Heaven's Halberd. This is true, but this is why he has a BKB. He's got about 5 seconds to kill anything anyway before Wisp dies, so it's not such a big deal. But that's why. That's pretty much why he's gone for the crits instead of the Manta. But Heaven's Halberd, yes, an issue, but he does have the BKB to dispel it if necessary. or just protect him from it, because you can't use the halberd through the actual magic immunity.
Yeah, in the meantime though, the TI2
Holy
tower on the top
crap.
lane was pressured, but the GG is still not called. Dara still wants to fight, they don't want to give up.
Well, I mean, if they win a good team fight and EHOME, they don't have buybacks at this point in time, because Tiny is so fat, if they can just win one team fight and EHOME don't have buybacks left, basically what Dara can do is teleport with Wisp, teleport Tiny into the enemy base, and with his attack speed, he can just decimate the buildings, because he does so much damage. So I think that's their plan. Like, if they really, it's a very slim chance, but it is possible. It's still possible that they could get it and just basically try and throw it, because it is 55 into the game. They're getting to the point where heroes are dead for minutes, a minute plus at a time. So if they get a decent fight off, it is definitely plausible, but really unlikely.
If Wisps go somewhere...
It's the last game of the
if Wisps
last game of the day too, so why not? Yep.
With relocate, and he takes Keeper of the Light with him. Keeper of the Light will be able to recall everybody to him, and they will be able to be with five.
That's true. Yeah, you can bring Tiny, then bring whoever. Yeah, no, you're completely right. They can bring the whole army up there, and just continue to press on. If they can win a team fight, I mean, they came close. That Chaos Knight was so low.
Yeah. Didn't die though. Didn't die. In the end.
But he's got the issue is 6.3k gold in the bank, and a buyback is ready. So questionable as to whether or not they can pull that off. But hey, I mean, the other thing is it's the last game of the day. Why the hell not?
Exactly. They just need to do whatever they can. Get some extra experience for the losers bracket, which they're gonna play. Actually, there's gonna be more games tomorrow. Only 2 games for each team though. As in only one team to face up against, I believe. But yeah, they need all the practice they can get. They're not going to get another boot camp, so this is basically their training. They can see it as training now that they already know that they're in the losers bracket.
This is true, but we'll see what happens. Storm Spirit, I just noticed Storm Spirit had a Hex. I never noticed him picking that up earlier. Leshrac, though, this could throw a wrench in the plans, just because Leshrac, with the Bloodstone, he does respawn really quickly, so even if they kill him, he'll be back relatively soon. Although it is only 6 charges, so there is that. It's a relatively fresh Bloodstone, I believe.
Yeah,
but they are going for the 3rd Roshan, and Dara, they've got to make their move. This is it, do or die. They've got to stop this. If Lannan gets another Aegis, it's game over. It looks like they're going to engage here. He's going to not pop the BKB just yet. There goes the BKB. It's toe-to-toe now. Can he take down Lannan? Switches targets. Actually goes after the Leshrac, trying to protect the Wisp. Wisp is not dead, but the tether is broken. And this is it. Wisp is down now. Arstal has got no more BKB left. Unfortunately, possibly needed a fresh BKB. He has got a Mask of Madness, but he is dead anyway. That damage amp, unfortunately, putting on that extra 35% damage or so, and getting hit in the face by multiple crits, not gonna be too healthy for him.
No,
but you know, it's go big or go home.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they've got left.
Exactly. And Mag tried to save the honor of at least getting 1 kill in that team fight, but he's not gonna get it. G being the only one left alive here on this Rubik, and will be forced back into his base. And EHOME are gonna probably come in to end it, because no buybacks. No buybacks on anybody of there, and the death timers are just too big, because the levels are pretty high up, because we're already in this game for at least an hour, and they're just gonna go for the tier 4s. In the meantime, Roshan still went down, and it's gonna be Chaos Knight that wants to pick up the Aegis. He's gonna sell the cheese, and 2,700 gold. He is the only hero with, well, every Dowered hero has actually buyback right now, even if the Dowered 2 still does something. It's gonna be G that still gets picked off here. Wisp gonna do what he can to try and save his teammate. Actually able to do that with the ball lightning being stolen by Rubik. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Throne gets killed off. GG is called. It's gonna be EHOME taking 1 point. Dare taking 1 point. 1-on-1 in this last game for the International Group Stage, day number 2. And yeah, it's been a long day. 12 hours. Over
12 hours, 12 like really fun, action-packed hours.
Yeah.
Boy, was I glad to cast today. But Sheever, what the hell? I mean, Dara, at least they took that first game. I mean, their first match was really good. Sadly, EHOME did come back in strength in the second match, and Winner actually picking up a crit stick. I didn't notice that, the Crystallis there, in the final dying moments of the game.
Yeah, it
Alright, so
Oh, we should do a proper
do you want to send us
outro,
off then?
I guess.
Alright, well everybody, thanks for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure casting with Sheever here. My name is TriumphOfMan. Of course, you can find me on Twitter. I'm TriumphOfMan. And of course, support the stream, support the teams, buy some pennants, and of course, tune in same time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. That's 9 a.m. PDT. I think that's roughly 12 hours, 12 and a bit hours from now. Same time that we started this morning as well.
Correct.
And we'll be back up and running.
12 hours.
Sheever, you said you may or may... Sheever, you may or may not be casting tomorrow.
If I'm casting, I'll be casting with you. So everybody tomorrow go to Dota 2 ALTV at Twitch TV to watch Dota 2 matches. And yeah, I don't know for sure. It really depends on what time I arrive at the place where there is a computer that is able to run Dota 2. And it will be a surprise if I'm there or not, I guess. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter. My name is Sheever Gaming on Twitter, and same name for my YouTube, for my Facebook, for my that was it actually, Twitter, Facebook, and for my website as well. So thank you for watching, thank you for joining me, and well, it was actually a good cast because this was the first time we casted together. Actually, had fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound that surprised. Yeah. I'm not surprised. It was it was good.
No worries. Okay, same to you too. I had a good time. But guys, I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm going to wake up nice, bright and early for some more matches. But until then, see you all later.
See you all later indeed.